Your mentality and your values are stuck in the Victorian era. The world has moved on despite your resistance. Don't you see that you're outdated, you're antiquated? Move on with the world, man. So those are just some of the things that I've been hearing recently, just through postings and other comments that non-believers have thrown towards Christians. And my response to that is, hey, you are completely right in saying that the world has moved on. And look at the mess the world is in because of their turning away from the traditions of God. Anyone who says that the world is a fantastic place is a liar. I mean, one only has to look at the state of things right now to see that those who are in the world are in spiritual peril. I mean, it just isn't good. From all that's going on, I mean, this world is in major upheaval, and I mean, anybody can look around and see it's not in a healthy state. So, just saying this to say, hey, the traditions of God stand. Rules were made by Him. Whether or not we choose to follow those rules, He is far more wise than us. I mean, He is the Creator after all. And those rules, yes, they were lived. They come through God, and they were breathed out by God. Those rules are there, and those rules are God's way. You can choose to go your way in the way of the world all you want, but at the end of the day, this world is perishing. This world is not flourishing. It's perishing. You can look around and clearly see that. The old way of thinking, as non-believers would say about Christians, the old way of thinking is actually God's way of thinking. Call it Victorian or puritanical all you want, but I would much rather go the way of God than the way of this world, which is demon-possessed, full of spiritually and sexually transmitted diseases. It's full of mental issues and instability, adultery, brokenheartedness, broken homes, sexually confused and immoral people who want to be animals. They want to marry bridges and other inanimate objects. They want to be both a woman and a man at the very same time, or they don't want to be either a man or a woman. They don't want labels. They want to be gender neutral. It's just pure insanity. I mean, what fun is that? It doesn't that doesn't look like fun to me. The ways of the world and all this insanity that's going on. All of these things come from the world's way of thinking rather than the God way of thinking. And hey, everybody has the right to live life the way they want to, so this isn't slamming anybody who wants to be, who they want to be. Hey, be who you want to be. It is God gave us free will, and He doesn't push his way on anybody. He's a gentleman. But just know by going that way and going against God's way, and it is against God's way because, I mean, if you read the Bible, you can clearly see the outlines of what God expects from us and what God teaches us and how we can follow in His footsteps. We all have the right to live our life the way we want to, but just know taking your own path and going against the ways of God is always going to lead to destruction, mental destruction, emotional destruction, even physical destruction, and also spiritual destruction. So, seeing all these slams against Christians and hey, you guys are so puritanical and outdated. Hey, yeah, we are outdated by the world standards, but that's good that it's outdated by the world standards. We're not supposed to fit in the world. We're not supposed to gel or mix with the world. That's the whole point of being a Christian. We're supposed to walk the way of Christ, and He certainly wasn't fitting in his time, and tons of people weren't loving Him. He was not popular. Well, we can see that by just reading his story and seeing what happened to him. But of course, victory was His in the very end, and it will still be ours as well as we are believers in Christ. So, hey, don't worry if people say you're outdated, you're antiquated, you're a Puritan. I've been caught even, saying that you're a prude, that don't let that hurt you. It's actually not an insult, it's really actually a compliment because that shows that they see you're not of this world, you're different. And if you're being called those things, you're clearly standing out in a good way and you're making your mark. So, just seeing those kind of comments put out towards Christians, it only solidifies my decision to stay out of the ways in the world and to push further along the path to God. So, that is all I want to say. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you all. Bye bye.